Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871, and what you're looking at are two brand new traffic tickets for the same things: obstruction and failure to keep right on a bicycle. And these have been issued by Sgt Heath Per. If you recall from our Dodge Ram pickup driver, he stated that he had friends in the police department. These tickets were issued yesterday, on the same day that Here's what I'm finding interesting is that Egg Harbor Township Police, they have ticket printing machines. You see, these tickets could have been written at any time. There's no proof that they were written before the careless driving in Wawa's parking lot. What I'm getting at is that, when the call goes out over the radio that Charles Dunbar is bringing charges against a careless driver, Sergeant Per, in a vindictive fashion, once he found out whom it was that was careless driving on their cell phone, he could have easily whipped out his ticket book and been like, fine, we're gonna punish Mr. Dunbar once again. This is why it's not just simply about traffic tickets. This is a civil rights issue. My right to travel the road in a safe fashion. They're going to keep on writing these tickets, and I'm going to keep on utilizing rain control, and I am never going to cease and desist. Like Seeley said, hold on a second. Sorry about that. Another junk call. Actually, it wasn't Celia, it was Nettie. Like Nettie said, when Mr. expelled her from the household, nothing but death can keep me from it, and that is true. Nothing but death is going to keep me from lane control, and yeah. So just more reasons for taking the actions that I need to take to bring the persecution to an end. Because it's not going to stop. Do you understand? It's not just simply a traffic ticket. The scope and the magnitude of this thing is a lot larger. I'm pretty upset, I've also lost attorneyman Mark Stein. He will no longer be representing me. I will have to go this alone, because when I told him about the additional tickets, he understands I'm never going to stop, and they're never going to stop writing these tickets. So, I could barely afford him. I really don't know what to tell you. All right. There's something that I wanted to point out here. In addition to police being killed by the same whoops-a-daisy drivers that kill cyclists, because it's the same type of bad driving. They're not paying attention when cops are performing traffic stops. The same drivers in poor judgment. They're the ones that they get too close and they kill the cops. Exact same scenario with cyclists. The only difference is that a police officer's life apparently matters and a cyclist's life does not. It's just that simple. There's also another comparative analogy that I guess not every single cyclist can share in, but I certainly can. During my tenure, about almost 20 years as a security officer, I myself have I've arrested quite a few people, and just like any police officer can tell you, not everybody getting arrested is going to be happy about it. A lot of physical altercations will ensue. Things can turn physical very quickly. I actually spoke about this about a year and a half ago in a video. But the point that I'm making here is that it would shock and amaze you the kind of strength that 150, 160 pound, scrawny guy can have. I've had guys that size, almost lift me up off the ground as they're desperately trying to get out the store because, they're a shoplifter. And the point is that Hollywood, movies, TV, they carefully choreograph fight scenes, and those fight scenes are made to look very cool and awesome. But in real life, things just don't work like that. Just look at any MMA fight. They're usually about 3 rounds, and each round's about 5 minutes. And, the bulk of the energy happens in the first round, And these are guys that are professional fighters. It is their job to train for fighting. That's all they do all day, every day. And even they, their energy is spent in 5 minutes, And, the other 2 rounds are basically their arms like noodles, trying to lift them. But trying to restrain somebody can be very difficult. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell does any of this have to do with bicycle infractions? Well, it's because cops are not vehicular cyclists, you see. You will often hear, because, the cops, a lot of criticism is rolling out these days with the cameras are everywhere when they go to do a stop. And, like if a shooting, even if it's an unarmed shooting, presumably if it's not like the person running away and they get shot in the back, that's kind of a different thing. But, what do you call it? Unlike the movies, things are not choreographed. So trying to restrain somebody can be a very difficult thing. People have a lot more strength than you think, and unless you have been in that situation, then you probably won't understand. You hear a lot of people say, shoot them in the leg, shoot them in the arm. Some people even say, shoot the gun out of their hand, Again, watching way too much TV. I reference this because these police officers are not vehicular cyclists. If they do ride a bike, then it is for recreation. Some might be downhill racers, some might be road bikes, some might just simply be on commuters or, hybrid bikes on quiet, tranquil, segregated cycling infrastructure, and it's done for recreation, cruise, maybe some exercise, stuff like that. But these people are not vehicular cyclists. So just like the public doesn't quite understand or know what a police officer may be going through trying to physically restrain somebody, even if that person is half their size, and even if that person is unarmed, just like the public won't quite be able to understand. The same is true with these police officers and these motorists. They're not vehicular cyclists, so they don't know. They don't understand the hazards that are out there. We're expected to typically take on this risk. Just trust. When we utilize lane control, we're taking the decision out of the driver's hands. We are saying to them, no, there is not enough room to berth both vehicles. You're going to have to change lanes and overtake. There is no shoulder. It's a narrow lane. Change lanes and overtake. I'm taking that decision out of your hand, and I'm making that decision for the both of us, seeing as how I, the cyclist, stand to lose the most should we collide, okay? So there have been about four professional cyclist deaths out there. I know some might be thinking, oh, well, you're a big fat cyclist, you're slow, you're this, you're that. Apparently being, you know, ultra thin, ultra trim, ultra fast doesn't really seem to help too much. We had Michael Hall killed, Michele Scarponi killed, and there were two more. I forget their names off the top of my head, but it's been about 4 professional cyclists, and these are guys that, you know, 10 times more powerful than I am, you know, and yet that didn't save them from the dreaded side swipe from behind, drivers not paying attention. And of course, we're always expected to simply take that in stride, you know. You know, the whoops-a-daisy driver in stride. Of course, police and first responders are never expected to take that in stride. So yeah, like I say, the public will sometimes, not always, but sometimes will critique police officers a bit unfairly when it comes to these unarmed shootings. And police officers and motorists are critiquing we vehicular cyclists far too unfairly. You know, you don't live our life. You don't ride our rides, okay? You're not out there in traffic. You're in the safety of a vehicle, okay? When your vehicle's fender benders for you are just that, fender benders. But when your 2-ton vehicle collides with a cyclist, we're talking broken bones and quite often people killed, cyclists killed. So there you go. Lane control saves lives, cyclist lives matter. Total Control 871.